Good morning. It's really early,
It's
but
very early.
yeah,
I know, I feel it.
we're really happy to welcome you at our second workshop. Uh, with today we have our guest composer Nazia, but maybe it's better if you pronounce your name because I always wrong.
Nasia.
Yes.
And your full name?
Athanasia.
Yeah. And we just received the score, and today we will work with her to check ideas. We will go through the piece and we will try to play through, to analyze sections, try to work on the sounds, and she will explain a bit about the piece, and we will have time to chat. So it will work. For the first hour, we will just rehearse by ourselves. So we will open the score, work with some sections. Sometimes we will have the chance to stream also the score, so you will see what we're doing actually. And after we will have a chat. So we will talk a bit with her, and she will tell us about who is she, what is she doing, and a lot of things. And then we will end up with final run through of the piece. So so I think we can.
And also at 11 we will have a talk with Nasia. We will sit down and we chat like we did like last time. So we will just have a conversation with her together. And then at 12 o'clock we will have the playthrough of the pieces. And there will be like gaps in between, and you can you can write some question about the piece, and or any times in the break or during the live stream you can always write your questions down below in the comment, and then we will take care of it later during our 3 times performance in between to answer all these questions. Yeah. Okay.
I think we have a problem with the Wi-Fi. Like it's really slow, the connection.
I think
Is it? I think the connection is quite low. Wait. Yeah, we're stuck.
Here's my phone. If I put my phone out there, I can go up to 5G. I think.
Okay. I think now it's coming back.
No. Is it back? Should we say something about it?
I think it's good. It's good probably. Do you think someone else is using the Wi-Fi? No, this is just one.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he would know what we're doing. I don't think we'll use our Wi-Fi.
Super. Then I think we can start. In case it shows up, I think it's good. But no. Yeah, maybe keep an eye on the phone. Yeah.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah. So we have the upload speed is very good.
Fantastic. Then just to introduce, if you want to introduce briefly the piece, just to say the instruments we're gonna use today. So yeah.
It's quite like a rhythmic piece, and it uses a lot of voice together with the playing, and the instruments often imitate the electronic sounds or the other way around. And sometimes there's a middle ground for it, and sometimes there's not, and it's very distinct, like what is happening. And so I wanted to try this mix between these things, and also to try to write like a little bit more rhythmic or funky, because it's not very I don't do this very often until now, but it's something I find I like quite a lot, and it's close to the music I listen to.
Okay. So yeah, it's like Faye with the piano, Kalle has a small setup with hi-hat, kick drum and cymbal. And I have a max patch where I will have some electronic sounds and recordings I will trigger. Yeah, so I guess we can start to read through.
Yeah.
We can do first section maybe till 8 or maybe yeah. Yeah, that's better. Okay.
I feel like those synth sound is only 3 bars. Oh.
No, it's just because it's a really slower
so-
BPM. I think it's going to do 100. I think like it should
Okay.
be so.
So
I
the synth sound, once you trigger it, it just dies out. Is that what it is?
No, yeah, I think if we play in the right BPM, I think it should like finish exactly 4 bars.
So you cannot control the length yourself.
No,
So-
I think it's,
okay.
it's yeah.
Okay.
So it's, I guess it will be like sorry, like this. Where is this? Here. So, number 3 Q.
But I understood.
Yeah.
Can we try this bar 4? Sorry, not bar 4, bar 8.
Yeah.
With me and Kalle. I really.
Sorry, I triggered this one.
Just one bar before.
No, let's just wait until this one. So.
From bar what? 8. Huh?
Yeah.
Yes, because bar 8 and also bar. Like all this time you have this. I wanted to try to really end it before a little bit, like almost think of ending in the last 16 note of the third beat, for example, in bar 8, and now also in bar 16, also end in the last 16 note, or even last 16 note of the third beat. Yeah, just have the clean break.
I'm thinking if the slamming of the hi-hat together in the end is it too harsh? Should I rather dampen it with the hand?
I think it's better to with the hand,
Yeah.
because even though you close it, it will be have a resonance afterwards.
Yeah. Okay. Can we try bar 8?
Yeah.
Can we once check the tempo?
I think
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Even
Let's
more,
try again.
even more early.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
But you need to play with one brush. You cannot play with 2.
I can, but I thought you need the other one.
Yeah, but you can just play
Okay,
here.
okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
I would make it bass from the beginning. So you have more filter.
Or maybe like if you close the hi-hat, or like what do you call it, hi-hat, maybe do the close movement, but just in the 16 note, the last 16 note. What about that? Or like a bit earlier with this movement.
So it's okay, we can try it afterwards.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it looks a little bit
Okay.
better. You can even aim for a little bit earlier, like close it even a bit earlier.
Okay.
Not on the downbeat. In the
No,
last-
before.
Yeah.
Maybe we are in a different tempo then. Let's.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And what if you try that? Ah, no, okay. No, I was thinking that you cut the sound, but she also. I mean, you write a break there. So.
Huh?
No, I'm thinking that maybe your sound shut, but then she writes a break before.
Yeah, but the shut comes later.
Exactly.
In the bar 16.
Yeah.
Maybe we can show the first page we're working on, the score. Regia. We can show the first page maybe while we are working this. It's already on. Fantastic. Great.
Should we try? We can try first bar 8 and then bar 16, just like
Yeah.
see what's the difference.
Different.
This 8, right?
Yes, first 8.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, can we try?
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, like,
How is it otherwise if you open it and you do it, but Lorenzo dampens with his hand, like the.
Okay, 2, 3, 4.
yeah,
Should
the
we get over
dampen hand is really not, doesn't get the result I was imagining. Yeah, because like dampen hand is just, it still has this resonance left over in the air. It doesn't dry enough.
So just trying to do yes, it should be. Is it disturbing you that there's a?
Yeah, a little bit actually.
And
What if you use your both hands? Do you have both hands free at that point? That's I think that's better. Oh.
okay.
So I would dampen you on the last 60 note of the third beat.
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it is better. And I also like, what do you think about the, you know, if the more they open the hi-hat, more like those kind of big resonance comes. Do you want that to happen now already in bar 4? Or?
I want it to open, but not like to the absolute fullest. So maybe it should be like half open or something.
I think I would still leave it buzz. Yeah. Like more.
You can open a bit more. I think.
Oh.
That's why like we do like 2, 3 and a cut on the last 60 note.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
So just a little bit so that doesn't.
Yes.
So it's still the hi-hat is still in contact with the.
Okay.
Neither way.
So should we try to play this first block from 5 to 8?
Yeah.
3, 4.
Yeah. It's I'm feeling also this that yeah, let's try again.
Okay.
Let's try this.
Or the second beat of bar 6? Is that what you mean? The 8th note?
No, I mean the 16 note. It felt a bit to me like my 16 note upbeat bar 7 was actually on the beat as you were saying yesterday. That's a bit.
Well, it didn't feel like it for me
Okay.
today. That wasn't a problem. I think it was later. It was the bar 14 that was a bit
Okay.
yesterday.
Okay.
Try again.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Mm.
Maybe just close it, just cut it. Like just
Yeah,
like,
but try the bass. I mean, the point is that I can just close
Yeah.
it hard.
Mm.
But this Bensberg with the feet, it's
Huh?
more elegant the sound if you do it with the foot.
But this
Yeah,
wasn't.
it really makes a rhythm when you
Mm.
close it with the feet.
so you want the
Yeah, you
rhythm.
want the rhythm.
You want
Yeah.
No,
No.
actually.
Okay.
So what you did, actually that might work. Can you try it again? So that you make a really kind of.
Let's try it at the bar. Just
Okay.
me and Kalle. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, I have an idea. What about instead of thinking of full crescendo, think of a crescendo and then diminuendo. Just like like this. Just like very short diminuendo in the end, if you can manage it. So the high pitch, high crescendo moment is like kind of on the bar third beat, and then you already kind of let it go, you know,
Yeah.
like hold it back, like comes back. Should we
Okay.
try it?
Okay,
Maybe
try.
sometimes this kind of thing works.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
3, 4.
Try again.
Let's make it a bit shorter.
3,
Yeah.
4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Did you do that?
Yes.
Can we try again?
Yes. I didn't want to do too much because last time I did too much. Let's do it.
4, 1. This.
Yeah, this
This,
was
no, yeah.
kind
So,
of, I don't know, is it that was one?
I think it's nice.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Should we try the?
so maybe you can do the write the crescendo like from 2p to p, because in the end he's not opening so much,
Yeah.
right?
Into which dynamic do you want us to end? Like, is it because I have a forte, just on the 16th note before this bar. So should the crescendo again lead to a forte in phase part, or is it some lower dynamic?
Maybe a little bit lower.
Okay. Yeah. Mhm.
But you do have a piano there, no?
Yeah.
Yes, but I have a forte before, and so I just want to know where the piano, the crescendo leads to.
Before when we talked about this, we said forte, but I think actually
Yeah.
it's nicer to take it a little bit lower because then it's easier as well to get this other like effect of like closing it.
Yeah.
And also then you don't need to focus so much on just and like more focus on the effect of it disappearing in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, let's play the. What should we do? Should we do bar 4 and then the bar 16?
Yeah.
You see what's the difference?
So you want to play now bar 16, no?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's page 2. Okay.
Huh?
No.
No, page.
No, but it's half pages, so
Ah,
yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So now we try bar 16.
Mm-hmm.
So
Three.
should this then come a bit higher than the previous crescendo?
I think it's the same.
Okay.
actually.
Okay.
Okay, we try the Ducati with your sound, like sharp.
Okay. 3. Okay. 3.
3, 4.
3, 4.
Yeah, this one can be a bit different. This one becomes a
Mm.
bit different.
Yes.
Because I don't have the short sound
Yeah.
anymore. And then I also have something continuing. So
Yeah.
so that one it's okay. It doesn't buzz
Mm.
me so much.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
just doesn't
Cool.
Yeah. It's like it's too long now as opposed to kind of too short. Yeah. Okay.
So should we?
Let's try the what do you put it
In the first page.
no.
Yeah.
With synth or without? Maybe without.
Maybe without first.
Yeah. So just make
So we just go from bar
Yeah,
5
5,
basically.
yeah, but
and you play the middle line, the line.
You just play one.
yeah.
Okay. would also make sense that you dampen me in 13 and 15 too, so then we don't have the hi-hat
Yes.
attack.
Yes.
In 13 and 15. Yeah.
Yes.
13 and 15. Okay. Okay. So 13.
13 and we go on, or
Yeah, let's try. A little bit.
So yeah. 3, 4.
Okay, now we are all the way to 20 bar 26. This
Yes.
will happen for the
Oh.
live stream.
Right.
So maybe we can do from 18 and check this
let's do
section.
this.
Mhm. But I think it's like what was it? If you say the bar 5 to 8 is kind of a short introduction. So
Yeah.
the bar from bar 13 is really like go the build up all the way to the bar 20,
Yeah.
26, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I guess in this sense, since kind of your notes are also getting longer and longer, it makes sense. It could make sense, for example, in bar 20 that we don't dampen it after I'm done with my tremolo. It's just like we let it ring.
Mm.
Yeah.
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 Same.
And can you use to put the brush here when you're done
Oh.
with this section?
Oh, yeah.
So I can, yeah. Just one, yeah, but you can keep it on.
That's better. I also get used to the distant beat.
Then let's from 18.
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 4.
Okay, shall we try 13 with a stick? Or?
From where?
Sorry, it's from what was it? I don't know where it makes. Should we try the spoken words a little bit?
Yeah,
also?
but we can go from 13.
From 13. Okay. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, what was the general idea of the balance of the instruments and the sounds in this section?
Yeah, like the words are like just a little bit more quiet, but I think that happens a bit naturally as well. So try to balance them a
Okay.
bit, but not overpower with the words. But with the case that have the forte, to really use like your stomach or like really like
Like a
yeah.
drum,
Right.
Yes.
MIDI drum.
So if something has like a forte, it should come out like a lot, like
Right.
yeah. And the other ones don't use the stomach. Like if it's, for example, like the beginning from 5 to 8, where it's like pianissimo, piano, like
Right.
then you don't use like
Yeah.
like, yeah. So to get the difference in sound, to use it.
Okay.
Okay.
Again,
Again,
let's try 13. I guess we can all use it for the coordination. You're fine. Okay. 3, 4. So again, I think something happens in bar 22 or 23 and we are not together anymore. Can we try once more?
Yeah.
Something. Okay. 3, 4. Yeah, now it's fast.
I think the balance of the words still need a bit work because some of them don't come out even though like it's forte. For example, bar 1921. I think that like this one. So you put the T in the beginning to really get that kind of
Okay.
And then the bar 22 to 23. There's a crescendo and then use your stomach more and more on them. So to start a bit quiet, well, more and more. But
Right,
now
yeah.
I didn't do it right, but
Well, but
yes, but
crescendo.
and then to land on this, like in the bar 23 then, and then to come out from the nothing again or like quiet.
Nice.
And also in this bar 13, kind of like really to get like or like it's but like try to get the small like crescendo.
So the crescendos can be more aggressive in
like the
speech
more
than
crescendo in the
okay.
like movement, but like the starting dynamics is quite good. Just like to really get the push like with the cymbal.
Okay.
I had.
Makes sense.
And also like in a musical side, I'm thinking every time I have this, it's really I will give you like you can take what you call it the beat really like back to the strong, and then in the meanwhile when I'm a bit off beat, maybe it can be a bit more. I'm not saying unprecise, but maybe like more kind of phrasing wise. You know what I mean? Because I feel like, but the thing is, I'm just saying that I will do it because it's more melodic.
Right.
And then while you guys was like really like sharp in the rhythm, so that might comes out a bit like natural. Because I feel, for example, the 4 bars from 13. It doesn't really make sense if I play very much like a machine.
Yeah.
And then there's nothing we need to
It's
land
more
at
like
the same time almost.
And then 17, it's really
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. And then whenever you have the downbeat with the bass drum, really like kind of settle it as a downbeat.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's do it again.
And something else, Lorenzo, like the numbers below is to change the dynamics, like of like the amplitude.
Okay, so like I start
so
from.
you change it a bit before to have some of them more quiet and
Okay,
some
so
bit more loud.
I start 25.
Yeah.
And then 50. Depends if I,
Yeah,
makes sense. I didn't do it now.
yeah.
So
I just want to see like how
Yeah.
it works with it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Also, the notation of it could be very different.
No, it
Can-
makes sense. Sí.
So, just trying to understand Lorenzo's thing. So 25 is lowest, and then like lowest in dynamic, and then you've even written this kind of crescendo thing towards the end of the second page, and then there is a silence.
Yeah.
Should we try one?
Yeah, we can try from there.
I guess I'll just do the dampening with the pedal.
Yeah. So what I meant is like, for example, when you do all your things from bar 13, 13, 14, 15, 16, you will be very perfect, like very precise with your rhythm. Don't try to match my melody too much in a sense. And then I will give from this bum bum. It's like kind of then I take it back again with
Right.
with the beats. And again, when we move on, I will have more subtle, like downbeat.
In 21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From 18 and so on and
Yeah.
so on.
Go on. Yeah.
So then we are kind of more gets together
Yeah.
in a way.
Nice. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Maybe bar 21 to still like get at the part in the like in the end of or in the beginning of this bar, like
Okay.
in bar 21.
So really highlight
Yes.
it even more.
Yes.
Got it.
Like I don't know, we could try to let you have it ring as well one time to just see how it is.
Yeah, sure.
And
Yeah.
also we can also have you play solo one time these lines to just like hear the percussion a bit
Yeah.
more. It would be nice for me as well to
Yeah, that makes
hear
sense.
that.
From where?
From bar 13, like to hear the relation with the letters, like
Right.
how they become with the percussion.
Okay, so
It's
you
just-
alone.
Yeah. So I play along?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So
Yeah, I think really like bar 21 the needs to be like super loud. Yeah. Yeah.
that's really tricky because it's a pretty loud. Maybe I can do. Do you want it to be the kind of crashing, or could it be in here, because then it would be easier for me to match?
Yeah,
As opposed to
yeah,
having,
yeah,
because if I play the really low like overtones, then
Yeah.
it's more difficult to have
Yeah,
this.
yeah, I liked it more when you hit like somewhere in the middle. Yeah, or like even more of an accent on it. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'll just write it for myself as a mezzo piano, because now I'm maybe hitting it too hard, and that's why it's difficult to match it with the voice. Should I play from 18 again? Was there something before, or do you want to hear the whole thing again?
Actually, the T's can be a little bit louder because I think also your mask like dampens them like right now. But
Right
just
then.
because sometimes I can't hear them at all, and you're supposed to hear it a little bit. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So just
So it's just for the balance then, but otherwise was nice. and
So I
it
will
was
keep
really
more. I
good.
will keep more cautious with the cymbal sounds in general.
Mm.
Because like I'll try to imagine them a bit less than they are. Should I try again?
Yeah, maybe you can try bar 22 and into the
Yeah.
to bar 25. Yeah.
Okay. So
Oh wait, so we're having some technical problems with the image, but I think
Now
we're
it's
back
okay.
now. Yeah.
Okay.
okay. Nice. So I'll try from 22.
Yep.
So. Okay, and here. So and
Yeah.
then there would be also. Can I dampen here with the pedal, or should it still be Lorenzo?
I think let it ring.
Let it ring. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. We. I just asked about it.
No.
I just tried to do it slower. Do you want
Please really go out to like really forte. Kind of, yeah, and try to get some interference as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And-
And the sound, so it's not just straight.
And should there be a vocal sound in bar 23, the second beat, like a or
It's which one?
the second beat of bar 24? Sorry.
No,
Okay.
no sound there.
No sound.
But maybe you can let it ring. So just take the cymbal and let it ring.
Okay.
Because I wrote as not ringing, but I
Understood.
think maybe it's nicer to let it ring. Or we could try.
Yeah, that's right. So I'll just.
Yeah,
I
but
have to take a breath before that.
but yeah,
So it can be loud.
yes,
Okay.
it's very loud like that. Even louder
Even louder,
if it's yeah.
Okay. Just one more. Okay.
Should we run from 13 to 26?
Yeah, that's good. And can we take the tempo again? Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I think the ch sound in bar 22, like with the accent, should
Yeah.
also go out more because it didn't come out.
So
just
the,
now.
the vocal sound?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's the same.
And in the maybe we can take bar 25, 26
Yeah.
and really try to get a lot of the crescendo on it.
Okay.
And the cymbal, like in the end of it, like hit it as hard as like before when we tried
Got it.
it, like very loud.
Do you want it to be dancing? Or
Maybe dampen.
Yeah.
Like, but
I can also dampen it right after the stroke or on.
maybe we can try the two different
Okay.
ones.
So let's try from bar 25.
Mm.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Again for me.
And also, Faye, if you can like do a lot more crescendo on
Okay.
this.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
Even here, more better.
but both times go out to like fortissimo,
Okay.
like so from like.
Okay, then you want it back. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's not a long crescendo.
Yeah. And I think like also Faye, in the last or bar 26, you can also put an accent on this like last one.
Yeah.
The offbeat.
Okay.
Yes.
You try it? Oh.
Did you already have the time to hear which one you like more? When
I didn't think about it actually.
Okay.
Now I forgot.
So now do first one and then the
Yeah.
other.
Okay.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3.
Ah.
Sorry. 1, 2, 3.
So try it. Okay.
I think the first one maybe.
Yeah.
Put in a bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Okay. And then could we try just this like the transition to the next phase? So we do this and then we go on.
And I have to do the on cymbal, right? I'm playing, not hi hat or hi hat.
Yeah, we can try the cymbal now.
Yeah.
Uh,
You're playing in hi hat in
Yeah,
on page
before-
6.
Before we
Yeah,
tried we
exactly.
did the hi-hat, but now
Yeah,
it would be
exactly,
nice to try the cymbal.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from bar 25.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
Okay, and here I go to hi hat in this one or not?
Yes. In
Yeah,
25 you go
Yeah,
into
exactly.
place.
Okay, okay. No.
And I have to keep it closed.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm.
Perfect.
There was one thing in the bar 27. I have this chord, right? So in the end, and then I can also hear color the what was it, the cymbal was dampened. So I have a question for Marcia. Do you want me to cut the chord at the same time? Kind
Yeah.
of dampen the thing?
Yes.
So which means I don't hold it.
Yeah.
It's just a 16 note. Hold it to 1/16 in the last beat.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll do that.
Okay.
I think it's good.
So we can try again the 2 repetitions from 25.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you dampen it both times or just dampen?
Both time.
Okay, that's right.
1, 2, 3. We can try first time not dampening and second time dampening.
Yeah, let's try
Yeah.
that. Maybe here's a bit more neutral.
1, 2, 3.
excited.
Okay, so the first time don't dump, the second time dump. So it's like it's N and then next picture, whatever you word.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I wonder from A if we could do just the symbol like with Lorenzo and Faye to try to mix them or see like how high or low it should be, like the shh, like, or that should be like.
Yeah. Try doing that. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe it should be too. Yeah, I think this is very nice.
Then we don't have enough brushes.
Yeah.
But I think there would be a way also, like if you go more to the tip, you can have it more dense. The like the brush point. Yeah. I was thinking if there's a way to get like of getting it sound more dense with just one brush.
Yeah, but in dynamic wise it should be much lower, no?
If you turn like
No, like this.
I mean, color is just something that how can you do it with only one
Like this
brush?
maybe.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to.
yeah.
I don't know.
How many like this would come over? Like to split.
This is nice.
Yeah, but try a bit to get us the sh sound, like so it's not just.
Like this sound?
Yeah, a little bit more. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we do like this. But let's start from A. 1, 2, 2. Can you open it a bit?
Oh, we have to keep it close.
Yeah, but I want a bit of, tiny bit of, because this sounds. Try to open it a bit more. A bit less. Maybe if I don't have control on the hi-hat, it's better if I play on the cymbal, because I can control, and I can control the sound I want. Because here it sounds really. I don't know, as you prefer, but here I have more control.
Do you like this sound, or do you prefer Lorenzo's?
Maybe we can try the from 31 into 35 a bit, just to hear like when it changes, and how it is.
You want to hear it first with this and second
and
with
then
the
change, and then we can just to hear when it changes one time, so I can focus on it.
So we can do.
And also I would like you to change from 31 the crescendos to only go up to pianissimo, because of like that you all come into it anyway, the crescendo becomes a bit too big.
True. And I'm noticing now that it's already 5 to 10.
Yeah, well, we can give a bit more time.
Yeah.
To rehearse.
Yeah. So should we try from 33 for example?
Yeah.
So 3, 4. Oh, okay, wait, I have to learn this.
And yeah, I was just gonna say about
Yeah, maybe so we can put like 100%
yes.
of.
But I think also the recordings are quite quiet, so I should maybe remake them so they're a bit louder even. I already did one time, but I think they should be a bit louder so there's more to change with.
For now, do you think that it would make sense, since we don't have so much time, maybe Lorenzo doesn't, I don't know, it's difficult for you to both focus on the vocal sounds and the electronics. If you just want to focus on the electronics,
No, I can do both.
it's just a doubling, basically.
Otherwise, fake would also take Lorenzo's vocal.
Right. He just only keeps doing it for and then there's the effect. And it's every time when you have that with the wavy line, then it's like
Yeah.
okay.
And otherwise, it's
Got it.
I think this notation worked very well, like how we changed it now. So it's like, I think it looks better. We can also look at it later.
Yes. Yeah, it looks better. It's yeah, of course. Then when you make the real piece, if you end up using these techniques, then you have to specify it in the score in the.
Yes.
But that's yeah. But it's very nice. It's very distinct.
Of course, it should be used like in the rest of the piece as well, because now it's missing and not having the exact articulation nowadays.
Lori, you're the drum professional. Do you have any ways of making this sound louder? Like, is there?
Or do you put
So that.
Or just like or here. No, maybe.
That you have to have the kind of dip. Yeah, it's difficult to agree without the attack.
But you need a tacker.
I don't need the attack. It would be better if it's not the attack.
Also,
You just need to swipe. Yeah.
also is dampened.
Yeah. Right. See.
Yeah, maybe the first one. Give it a body. I mean, dampen after you hit, because if not, it's no. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So maybe we can talk. Yeah, something about these audio samples. They're in time, right?
They're not completely exactly in time, but
For example,
I think when they are,
Yeah.
that it will be very good to be able to see
That everyone is like
the
me.
example also in the notation,
Yeah.
because this is very vague and you don't even know what will come or what is supposed to come
Like-
out.
Yeah. Okay, so they're more or less in
They're almost
100.
in-
Yeah.
Almost.
Okay.
They can be a little bit off sometimes
Mhm.
because I didn't record them enough times.
Should we try from 35 and version 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we take the tempo again?
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you try from me from 51 to
From 51.
So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Ah! 2, 3. Okay.
And maybe to have them a tiny bit more quiet so you can hear
Here
your
more.
voices as well, like mixing in. Yeah.
Do you want the soundless or you mean the
And the real voice to mix in a little bit with
right?
this.
I was
So-
thinking, since here I'm really busy, can Faith take the voice part while I do this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
guitar to
Just 51 to 55.
So we change to you take Lorenzo's
Yeah.
voice part, but you skip your own. Yeah. Because you also have voice in these
yeah,
bars,
also
but
have some.
yeah.
Ah,
but,
you do have.
but-
Sorry.
But we could actually try that you take Lorenzo's voice this time,
Yeah.
just to like see how
Mm.
how it
Okay.
mixes,
Okay.
because I think this one is more important than the other one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from 51.
And I can also do face part. I can do. I'll basically be doubling everything, right?
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah.
1, 2,
So sorry, from 51.
51, yeah. 1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4. Okay, this is a bit. Okay, now I try it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'll try it.
Okay. 3, 4. This one. Last time for me, sorry. 3, 4. Okay, yeah. Okay, I think I have it now, yeah. Okay, last time.
Do you want color bit? Is the color too loud?
Yeah, a little bit, but I think also the recordings are a bit loud, so he's matching them. So for now, maybe you should be a little bit more loud, and we could also try a bit later to take down the recordings even a bit more and
And
try
get
it
out
more
of all
quiet. But maybe it's nice also to have it a bit louder. I'm thinking than what I have written, because it's quite groovy as well, and like it feels like it's getting a bit louder, like.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I should also go louder then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
little piano or something like that.
Do you think this doubling thing works?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
You want from 51 once more?
Yeah, it's good for me. Okay, 3, 4. Answer that. 3, 4.
At least to me it felt like a nicer balance, but of
Mm.
course, I don't know, I can hear it from there.
Yeah, I think it's the balance is nice. Yeah.
Then should we try and move on to the final part?
Yeah.
Or is that the final part?
Then we take from 51 and then move on.
Yeah.
From 51, yeah. Okay, so he. Okay, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. okay, most of your things in bar 63, that's A, right?
Yeah, we
I'd have to-
that only chord I have.
Yeah,
No.
right. So it's difficult to sing anything else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay, good.
63.
Whatever you feel like, you land it there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
63?
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
4. Yeah, okay, I did some funny things. Yeah, we try again.
Yeah.
I will try to not sing first, and
Okay.
I just play
Yeah.
first.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It doesn't stop. So should I
No.
hold it with him?
Yeah. Yeah, go with me.
Okay, wait.
It's quite. It's quite.
Please. Let's try again the same place. I was just reading it. So.
What was the place?
63.
Okay, wait a second.
2, 3, 4.
Alright.
That's part of the piece.
Try the last two bars, the 4 bar, A, medium. 3,
Uh,
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm a little bit. What do you want with the pedal from 63?
I think quite a lot of pedal, except
Okay.
for these short ones, then maybe to take it off. So I think the notation also needs to change a bit for this part, and yeah, I think. But we could try some different things.
Yeah.
To do.
Okay. Should we give it the read?
Huh?
Or run through? Or you want to work some specific section?
No, I still want to try a little bit the end.
Yeah.
Like a little bit confused about the sound with
Yeah.
the pedal and stuff.
Yeah.
Then we can do from.
63.
Yeah, it's a good spot.
I say, what do you make of the vocal sounds? What you
I think they should be a bit louder, and like right now you have like the same dynamics on them, but we could also try for you to have different, like when you go up or down or something like this to make it more alive,
Yeah.
kind of. Or that's how I think it should be, like later in a later version maybe.
Right.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
We might be trying about once just a bit slower. If you're out of your breath, of course, just breathe, and then of course the synth, if it's not long enough, doesn't matter. But just like we feel the harmony a little bit. Can we do that?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Slower tempo.
Can you give me a
one,
A?
Huh?
Can you give me a A?
1,
Okay.
2,
3.
3, 4.
Which note? The last or one?
Yeah, last.
The last four. The last one
The
is
last A, Q3. No, the second last one.
this one.
Second last one. Not this one. Yeah.
This is the second, the Q3.
Ah, okay. Try play. Is it the last one?
This is the last
No,
one.
it's the last one. Try again, the second last one, Q3. Okay, okay. Okay,
Same.
so yeah, and for tempo, tempo.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Bar 70, I think you should take away the dots and like make them just fourth notes or like, yeah.
Ah,
Yeah,
so no
because I think it
staccato.
would be nice to sustain them the
Yeah,
the
right.
last
Yeah, I think so.
time.
Again.
Same page.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's nice, I give you a little bit more A. Actually. Up.
Okay.
Am I saying G? Ah, no. There's no G in it, that's why.
No, exactly. It's confusing.
Last time.
And you're singing A and you're singing the vocal A, but you sing in G.
Ah, no, yeah, no, but that's fine. But this, yeah. Just so you want this one.
Yeah, exactly.
So
We
maybe
will
we need to.
try to put it in different octaves one time.
No, but actually it's nice. I think I just need you guys to sing a little bit louder.
Yeah.
So really bring the very like awkward G out with this chord. Just a little bit louder, then you get this.
I can go one octave higher if you want to try.
We could try one time just.
Should I go in the same octave as him or should
No,
I?
you can
No,
sit
no,
down.
stay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so, there's also with the synth and everything.
Okay.
Then I will just play the chords.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
1, 2, 3, 4. But then actually, if I sing this octave, I sing your octave.
What?
So you should sing one octave higher.
Oh,
Because if not, we're at the same octave.
I
Like
will
this
go
doesn't
there.
make sense.
Ah, you try, you go high.
Okay.
No.
So really high.
Mm.
The last is okay.
1, 2, 3.
So we just go like one
Okay, okay.
for beats.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
four for beats.
1, 2, 3. stay down and you have to go up, because if not we have two the same octave and one high.
Can you
What do
cannot
you-
go lower, right?
Okay, alright, I can play so I do the low, medium and high. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, you can go so low, but then I will just sing normal. Can I not do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's. Can we try also with all the melody, all the harmony?
Yeah.
3 and.
I like this a lot. With
It opens a bit
different
more,
octaves. It
no?
sounds very nice, I think.
Yeah, so
Mm.
it's almost like this. Reminds me this like you are in this temple, like this Buddha
Mm.
temple, and then they have this. Yeah, they go like all the time. That's quite fun. Okay. Last time and then.
Just one question.
Yeah.
You have N and E and A.
Yeah. I was thinking I wanted it to not be super clear like which vocal you're singing. That's why I put a bit different
Okay.
on them. It can be even more different. I think you can
Okay.
choose. Yeah.
I feel like E is really, when it's in the high, it's kind of too piercing.
Okay.
Can you sing E and then I sing A? That is for
Ah,
Yeah, that's nice.
because we.
Oh yeah,
not
we
sing-
are cross. Yeah, that's
we are
true.
crossfade.
That's enough.
Crossfade. Is that what you call it?
Crossfade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, yeah. Okay.
Last time.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Cool.
Cool beans.
Okay.
We're a bit.
What?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So we run at once or
Yeah.
we
Right.
run later?
Or should we actually run it later?
Yeah.
We're 20 past 11.
Okay.
We can.
So maybe the first one would be more like a.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So we will have a 5-minute break.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
we'll start to talk.
Yes. Talk to you in 5 minutes.
And remember to send questions.
Yes. No one is
Huh?
Oh,
No, it's okay.
sharp.
What?
Looking sharp.
I'm so happy I got the glasses. I always wanted them,
Right.
and now my bad eyesight is finally bad enough for me to get them. But of course there are a lot of cons, but a lot of people in my family are like, I think all of us have glasses, so I was the only one that didn't have until now.
Now you are part of the gang.
Yes. But my brother has switched to contact lenses, so
Also now he's out.
yeah.
NEKO.Lab. Are we out again?
We live. Cheers, everyone.
Are we?
Nice to have you on board this early Tuesday morning, or I don't know, maybe some of you, maybe most of you don't consider it early, but well, so we have Athanasia Kotronia here with us today. During the past hour, you heard us rehearse a piece of hers, which we are also going to be performing 3 times in a short while. But now we're gonna have this short hygge moment to just talk with her and then pick her brain, and then she might also pick our brain a little bit. So I would just like to start by asking you who you are.
I'm a composer, and I study at the Danish Royal Academy of Music here, and all of you also did before.
Yeah.
So, but I started playing the clarinet, and then I kind of got into composition quite late, around when I started high school. And then I applied actually to a music high school, and there they had a composition department, and I actually, when I applied there, until that point I had maybe composed for a year, half a year, but I suddenly got this urge to apply for composition instead, because I thought it wasn't so fun practicing the clarinet. So I wanted to try something else, and actually it was part of that. At that point I did some other hobbies and things that I found very important to me. I did
Or image, so
Yeah.
this thing of combining visual art and music is really important for you, I
Yeah.
guess.
I think right now it's very important to me, but
I think this is the washing machine. No, what is it?
Yeah, just,
Always did 5 times.
Yeah.
those beeps from the house
Yeah,
happens
we are
very
in a
loud.
house. That's
No,
Yeah.
no house. Sorry, what were you saying?
yeah.
Not just that, I think until now I haven't had so many pieces that have included these elements, but I think from now on my pieces will always include some kind of element of either singing or video or theater or talking, and just a lot of different elements. And I'm also really getting into, I want to use electronics, and that's part of
The image.
Also the sound.
ah, well,
Going well.
yeah, just starting to ease into it, and then
Yeah.
it just freezes.
Yeah,
I think also I'm
now it's back. Shall we also?
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
yes.
Do you think?
Are you sure?
Yeah, he just wrote it.
Okay, then
Yeah, so where, I don't remember where we even were.
So we can maybe repeat the last things
Yeah.
you said a little bit.
Uh,
You wanted to include all this element
yeah.
in your composition.
And I think for me those elements are very important,
Yeah.
or to start to get more of a narrative in a way. I think my music has always been telling something in a way, maybe a story or a thought behind that is in a way connected to a story. And I think using these elements it will come out much more.
Yeah. And since you say there is a story, so is it also a story behind the draft or the workshop piece today?
Actually the workshop piece is more of a test of sounds, but it will combine later in a bigger project probably that has a very clear narrative. For next year I'm planning a quite big theater piece which will show a woman's life and it will be like based on kind of a self-biography of me, and also looking to the future in a way, because there will be like 4 generations, like very young girl, and then around 20, around 40, and 70, and then I really wanted to have singing, so there will be songs, but I also want this element of like coming in between, and this is what this test is about in a way, because there will be a lot of transitions to these songs, or there will also be poems included in it, but I want to find kind of my way to have these poems and this text included in the music, because it won't just be like with melodies all the time, and I also like melodies a lot, and there will be much of that as well, but I want to find this middle ground that I find is very interesting in it.
Just to express it in your way.
And when you're thinking, for example, of, you said you are going to have some theatrical elements, or you even called it theater piece. Would you imagine working with some kind of like theater professionals or professionals from different fields, or would you be, for example, you who would be writing the libretto or whatever you call it?
I think this will definitely be a performance piece, just because of the different elements that will be included. Will be dancing, theater, electronics, and also musicians. But from the beginning, I actually thought that I wanted to make this a quite virtuosic performance, and because I've taken part in these different fields, I thought that I wanted to try to make everything. But I have completely changed my mind. So now I have a friend that will probably make the costumes for actors, and the actors will also be maybe from a school of acting, and the dancers as well, like from a school of dancing, and then the musicians from cons. And I have a friend which will make the video. That was the same friend that made this video for me with Mikkel, and I have worked with her quite a lot, or all the pieces I've done with video, she has made the video. And we have this like kind of connection that she always makes something, and I always think it's amazing. Like, and maybe we make small changes, but I think in a way working with somebody this way is quite relaxing. And probably the electronics I will also make together with somebody else. I thought that I wanted to do it myself, but I started to think, why put this much time on something that I will need to put to get the result I want, when somebody else is already very good at this and can do this quicker, and we can also like talk about it, which is like maybe what I miss as a composer the most. That of course now when we have a workshop we're talking and coming up like with things together, but normally this is like not the case with a lot of ensembles, and as a composer you work with very like different sorts of musicians. It's not always musicians within contemporary music just, and also it's the same for musicians. You play a lot of things even if you specialize.
I really like this point that you brought of multidisciplinary projects, where it's really nice sometimes also you have an idea, of course, as a composer, you want to develop it, but you know that you can actually count on people from different areas that can help you. So you are someone who has the idea and try to attract people to work with you to develop your idea. So in a way, I think sometimes what I noticed in the last year is that we try to do everything without admitting our limits. So a lot of projects, in a way, I mean, talking also personally, they become cheap in the way that we think we can do everything. So I think this is also nice that you say, okay, but then if I want to do video, I call someone who really can do video. If I want to do dance, I call someone who really wants to do that. And I think this is actually the strength of our field now, the multidisciplinarity and the collaboration with professionals from other fields. So I think, I really like what you said. I mean,
the only thing like about this is that sometimes it can feel like something gets too perfect, and then I think it's very good like to collaborate with somebody that maybe is not good technically at it. Like for example the video, I'm not good technically at it, but I have ideas about
Exactly.
how I would want the whole to look, and also maybe I will film a little bit of it myself to get some very close connection to the person you're, because this specific project is very personal, and I'm kind of very into this, like trying to get as close to the person as possible, or my own person. And then for a very long while I've thought that trying to get close to my own person will also get me very close to the listener, which also is the case, I think. But there are a lot of ways to get close to the listener, and I just thought like this is the right way. But I have also changed my mind since that, because this project, like, of course it's a very real project as it's a biography, but the question is also if it really is that real, because it's always a performance. And yeah, I just find this very interesting about something personal as well.
I mean, it is in a way also like the point of art. It's this kind of mediation between reality and fiction, and it's like a middle point where that's why it's beautiful, because it is kind of there and you cannot redefine. But I think, working on a biography, I saw a lot of pieces biographical, and it becomes really intense and nice because it's true, no? It's real. So it's it's quite nice.
And when is the piece will be performed?
Next year's Pulsar.
Okay.
In March 2022.
Yeah.
So everyone who's in Copenhagen.
Right on the agenda.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was just curious, like, to go a bit more deep into this kind of these more longer-term relationships between different people. In this case, it's you and this video artist you said that you've been working with a lot. How, like, now that you're looking back or looking forward to this like long-term collaboration, I'm just curious to know, like, what kind of things, like, how does the collaboration work? Does it work in the sense both ways, that sometimes you have an idea and then she will do the visuals for it, or they will do the visuals for it, and then sometimes they have an idea of doing something, and then you should also like kind of compose to that, like, kind of is there some kind of a dialogue? And
I think firstly we have been also friends for very long. Secondly, she is also a musician, and she is firstly like a musician. She plays a folk violin, and I think like of the way we work together is we, like, sometimes I call her and I'm very excited like about an idea, and then I talk about it, and sometimes she's excited too about some things, but of course like not everything, because it would be very hard to be completely like agreeing to everything. But then I tell her about the idea, and then we decide some kind of deadline. And like now with this recent video project we did, she made the video and I looked at it and wanted some adjustments, but they were just like minor adjustments. So actually she was very free with the idea. I did tell her like the idea, like narratively, like where it's coming from, and I think also we can relate to each other quite a lot with the ideas as well. So that helps, of course. So I think it's a little bit of a magical like collaboration in a way, because if I think about it, when I've collaborated with other people, it's never been this way. Because I think we both have a lot of freedom, because then I make the music and she listens and she says like afterwards if she liked it or not, to me of course. But actually I think like I show like some things, but like until now we haven't like interfered so much in each other's like work, while we still work on the same thing.
Yeah. And what's your name? Since we have talked
Tilde
about
Edlund.
Sorry again?
Tilde Edlund.
Okay. Is she in Sweden?
Yeah.
Or? Yeah.
She studies in Gothenburg in the music academy there, folk violin.
Yeah. Nice. Cool.
It's something like that I've been personally thinking a lot lately, like this thing where when you are trying to collaborate with someone from a different field in a way, like there can often be this kind of language barrier where you are talking about concepts and things that are kind of very common to you, that are kind of your vocabulary, but then the other party doesn't really understand it. But I guess in this case it's very different things since she speaks music and you to a long extent also speak visuals.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, I think also my way about like talking about music, sometimes I can use like gestures, like when I want to say something. And I think I also think a lot about like the visual aspect of music a lot of times. For example, that you are playing on the same instruments, like it's partly like the sound, but I also just thought it would be nice actually. And I think like I really like the interaction as well when you were touching the cymbal and quietening it, and like to have more interaction between each other. Of course this can be a bit hard because you're giving the other person like the pedal, or like you're giving the other person like control over something that you normally control over. It can also be irritating, I think,
in
of
fact
course.
it was.
But,
That's why I said I want to play on the No, but it's super nice. It's a good.
But
good
I
point.
think it's a lot like about like trying. You need like to accept sometimes that okay, this is how I would want the sound, but this person is making this sound, and how does that sound? Is there something nice about it? Would I like it to be different? I mean, of course, you need to say like sometimes when you want something different in a collaboration with somebody, or something this close when somebody's taking your things.
Yeah, it's also our experience as a trio. Well, most of the pieces we play, they are kind of working on the same instrument or the same circuit. 3 persons, I think, like Re-Render by Stina Andersen, where you play but I manipulate her sound. B by Simon Loeffler, we're playing on. So it is true that sometimes it's a matter of trust also, but it's also nice to accept the mistakes of the other and try to make them, in something beautiful.
I wonder actually, what is your like background with each other? How did you get to know each other before you formed as a group?
We met randomly.
Yeah,
Faye.
Faye.
Well, I performed first collaboration with Lorenzo was Jeppe Ernst actually.
Yeah, we met actually. We met. We can say it's quite funny actually.
I mean,
she met me naked, totally naked, and
No.
she was. But well, we did, no, it's true. We did this performance by this
very good composer,
Danish
Jeppe
composer.
Ernst.
Yes,
You should check him out. I really love him.
which wrote this piece for one man body lying on a.
And the piece title is Requiem.
Requiem, yeah.
So the male body will lie on the table, pure naked. So, and then there were 3 females was around the male body. So it's almost like the male body is like resemble a dead body actually. So that's why the piece is Requiem. And he also just premiered another piece last night. It was another way around. The title was Night Song, I think, and which Kalle performed it also. So that was another way around. It's a female naked body, and then 3 male will do some performer on her. So yeah, I hope.
That's how we met.
Yeah, that's how we met.
Yeah.
Sorry, just a little bit.
And after that we did a collaboration also with Kalle. We were not a group, but we
and
played
but we
together.
were classmates for 3 years by that time.
And then we were hyped about how weird this combination was, and we started doing. It was really natural. There was not really a project in the beginning. It was like let's do something.
Yeah, then we just performed Jeppe Just Christensen piece called NEKO. That was the first piece we played, and then we just call ourselves NEKO 3 because we really liked the piece.
Exactly.
It's a very cute name as well.
Yeah, it means cat in Japanese. That's why you see a lot of cats around. In our.
I really didn't know.
No, okay.
Yeah.
I also don't know until Jeppe told me.
That inspires basically all of our graphics, like from the logo to the posters and so on.
Yeah. That's how we met, I guess.
Yeah, then, I mean, we've already said this, but it's like, I mean, in it, to put it cheesy, it was kind of meant to be in a way, because we always kind of agreed what we wanted to do artistically. I mean, of course, not always in, like I would say in the bigger picture, we agreed what to do and how to do it. So it grew very organically.
Yeah, I think it just matters like we're trying to communicate all the time, and so we meet in same page, like in the end, and we fight
Yeah.
to get to that page sometimes.
Yeah,
But that's how it is, I guess.
No.
What?
No.
grow
How
together.
it is.
Me and you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, mostly because we are the
We are the
Kids.
yeah.
colors.
I think we have a discussion almost every day,
Yeah.
but in a good way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, where does like your like interest in new music come from? Like for yourself, like of course,
I think as you, I went to art school, so my background is mostly like visual art, and then I started to do also the Academy of Music, playing percussion. But in the Milan Academy, there is a really big school of composition coming from Donatoni and composers like that. So there was a really big interest and possibility to perform. For example, we just performed in September with this guy called Marco Fusi, which is an amazing violin and viola player. And then he introduced me to new music, calling me to do composer examinations. So I started from that. And then I saw that there were a lot of similarities between the visual art I liked, and so I don't know, I started, it was really natural. Yeah.
But what kind of art school were you in? Because like I was in mostly just a classical school actually, or it had like jazz, folk, composition, and now I'm missing out something. But they're for the classical department.
No, I was the art.
But before that, I was doing theater like on my free time, and as well painting.
Yeah, I was doing that. Yeah, I was painting, sculpture, all this. It was like really art school. I mean, high school, yes. So I was doing also the normal things like math, not so much, but mostly was like painting, sculptures, architecture, and these kind of things. And not new media. So we never used computers. It was all like by hands, which is something I really love because something that we are missing now a lot.
That is so different.
Yeah,
from
but I'm talking about 10 years ago. I mean, I'm another generation. But yeah, that was my approach to new music. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I don't know. It's just I think it's my teacher Rosalind Bevan. She's a pianist that play a lot of new music, and she's like commissioned a lot, like Pierre or Pelle Gulmers and Holmga in that generation, and she also worked with Stockhausen, and she basically just opened the door for me to go into new music. She just takes me to a lot of new music concerts when I just come to Denmark. I mean, first I fall asleep, but then after a bit while I just start to kind of, they always tell me like, just give it a little bit more time, listen to a little bit more, then maybe you will start to understand it, just keep it for a little bit longer. And then I think it mostly comes from when I really start to work with composer, then I really enjoy the way how you can interact with the composer on a piece, and then in the end it feels like you almost create something together, and then you actually perform it, because like I just really enjoy the process that you can actually still talking to the composer, I guess. So
I love this as well. I really like when people come with like opinions of like what you do and when you do it, and everything like this. I think makes you develop like a lot, not only as like a musician but as a person as well. Exactly. And it's so free being a musician to play new music, at least for me, because I can really implement a lot of my idea into how I wanted to phrase it, how I want the sound to be, of course, with conversation with the composer, but still it really feels like it's a clean piece of paper. I can just draw whatever I want. There is absolutely no
no limitation, there is no frame, and every time is free, every time is new. Because the audience is so fresh for a new piece, they will never know what they are expecting. They don't know what they're going to hear. I just really like this little freedom there in new music. Yeah, so that's that's why.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. And Kalle?
Well, for me, I don't know. It's probably just like, I mean, from the top of my head, I would say it's the combination of the counter reaction that I had in Finland, where the percussion scene is very much orchestra centered, and I always felt like I was interested in something else, but there was just nothing else happening at the same level than with like orchestral percussion playing. So I maybe that was kind of some sort of a counter reaction to that. And then my mom, who is like she can barely play any instrument. Like she tries to play the violin and she tries to play piano, but she's like really can't do it much. But she's always been like, we have listened to a lot of classical music in my family in my childhood, and also my mom happens to be a huge lover of contemporary music, like especially the kind of like everyday objects and these kind of you would say like these horrible unconventional sounds, which is very surprising in a way that you have someone who is like who doesn't have any kind of background in these kind of things. So I guess that was also like, I would say those two things were the biggest influence. And then when I came to Denmark, where everything like this kind of stuff was happening, and I met people like Lorenzo, who was really pursuing it full time, it was really like again, I think it was in a way meant to be.
That is very unusual. I feel like most often, like for people, it's very hard to get into like it depends on what piece and music is, but to get into like the contemporary classical music or contemporary stage.
Yeah, it's like I have this memory from my childhood where my mother used to go to this book cafe where you can read books and also drink in cafe, just like this place for community to meet. And then they would have these kind of open mic things where you can do whatever you want, like, and you can recite poetry or you can play something. And then my mom used to bring me, my brother, and our dad there with different kinds of pots and pans from the kitchen, and then we would just improvise sets of like 5-10 minutes where everyone is banging stuff, and just like no one knew what to do and how and why, but it was just like, then it became like this kind of a thing for a short while, and I forgot about it. But then I guess all of these kind of things have gradually pushed me into this direction. Yeah, we had this little discussion of because we have to also include some like totally irrelevant questions in this interview. So like we had this little talk of
Here
like
it comes.
if you have Godzilla or King Kong, who would win in a fight? And you said yesterday that there is a movie. Of course, there's a couple of movies already about this team where kind of you can see the result, but we are not interested in seeing like how they would perceive it. We want to know how you would perceive it.
The thing is, I don't know anything about them.
That's even better.
Me neither, that's good.
Like I don't know anything. Like which one is which one.
Oh wow! Okay, that's a lot. Well, King Kong is like
Yeah,
this
I
big
also
monkey,
know.
and
Okay,
Godzilla
okay.
is like a dinosaur in a way.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So you can reply to the question.
Yeah. So
who do you think would win?
it's a big monkey or a dinosaur. They are the same size.
I think the King Kong will win.
No, but
Oh, sorry.
What
Sorry.
really? I was gonna say the dinosaur.
Why is
That's the Godzilla has very small hands like in the front.
Ah.
No?
yeah, but I mean,
But is it a T-Rex or what kind
it's
of
not.
dinosaur?
It's not so much of a. I guess it's kind of a combination of T-Rex and then like a. Shit, I don't remember the dinosaur species anymore, as I used to. But it's. I would say it's a combination of T-Rex and a kangaroo, maybe. This shape.
Velociraptor.
No, not Velociraptor. No.
That's the only one I remember.
But yeah, so what does your gut say?
Trust yourself.
I'll go with a monkey.
Yeah.
They're more faster. I mean, at least they don't win, they can run away. That's the, that's the least they can do.
true. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Great. Yeah, it's we saved the important questions to
Do you
last.
have a very strong opinion, Carla, about
No, I
this?
really don't. I just we just try to I usually pick my brain and then the first random thing that comes out, that's it. I have no idea. I remember that there were these lately there have been a lot of these internet memes where you make these comparisons that if the if the Godzilla had a laser vision and then the King Kong had a gun or something, and then they're trying to make these huge discussions about it. Yeah, I guess that kind of sparked it. But I really I have no idea. But I've always been a dinosaur guy, so I would maybe go with Godzilla.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
seems like a good point to
Yeah.
close our interview.
Or do you have anything else you wanna ask? Or?
Then I would like to ask, if you had a dream piece you would want to play, it can be really anything. You can answer very seriously, or you can answer more not seriously. What would it be?
As a ensemble or
It can
personal?
be whatever. If you want to play as soloist, with 2 orchestras, or with 100 kazoos in the background, or if you want to play on something specific or
Yeah.
something like this.
We can do an ensemble answer and a personal answer. I think the personal answer will be probably different from everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I really miss playing drums with
Metal.
hardcore metal bands. I really miss the how the audience perceive the music. Sometimes when I play, not that I don't like, I love it, but I really miss when people really feel music on their body, it's in a almost physical and primitive way. So my dream was always to do tours with bands in clubs, small clubs, really underground. I think that after all, after this Corona thing, I think I really miss that. But then I'm more on the job level, also the things that I do now. I think dream pieces are always the one coming from a strong collaboration with people you trust. So I
As
think
an ensemble.
I think we just had a really good example of that, of a dream piece, I think. I don't know, probably we're thinking about the same.
Yeah.
But I think we just had this collaboration with Xavier Bonfil, and we developed this piece. Was a really long process,
Yeah.
but it was, I think, a dream piece in the way that it came from a collaboration between friends, and I don't know, for me that's the best as a dream. Yeah, so collaborate with people I trust, and where there is a lot of communication, and where ideas are developed together, and then the result is always amazing. Yeah. But
Yeah, as an ensemble, I think it's just matter like Lorenzo said. I very agree, and for me it's very important about the process that developing with the composer very closely, and then you create something that's so personal with the ensemble, together with the ensemble, and fits so well. Because I think lately I have realized sometimes, of course, we play some repertoire piece from other ensemble, and I really feel that it's written for someone else, even though the piece can be very good or whatever. It feels like it's not my clothes, I have this kind of feeling. But when I play a piece that really is written for NEKO, I really have this feeling that it's ours clothes. It fits so perfectly well for us, for our setup. So there's no perfect piece, but there is always a very enjoyable piece that when it's really personal for us.
Because I think then also this is something really strange sometimes for performers, that you have to put yourself in someone else's shoes and perform. But for example, when we play pieces written for us, we have, for example, a piece by Jeppe Ernst where it was really a portrait. So you go on stage and you're yourself. Or Xavier in a piece, I wrote you some quintuplets that sounds like a drum kit. Ta-tu-tu, ta-tu-tu. It's I was thinking of you. And then when you play, it's that's me, And it's sometimes when you play repertoire pieces written for someone else, you can bring it into your background, trying to make yours, but it's not you. And when this comes from a strong collaboration, you go on stage and say, this is me. For example, there is a type part where she's typing letters and words, and it's written Lorenzo, Calle, Faye. So you go on stage and you feel like, oh, it's me, it's comfortable, and so I think this is really important.
And also like every step while he was composing the piece, even though he wrote like 4 bars, he probably would send us something, and you know, it's just like it's always updating, and we always communicate. So it feels like in the end, when we finally have the score and sit down and rehearse, but we already know the music. You know, we have heard it thousands of times.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole process, it just becomes a part of you almost.
Yeah.
It's
And we understand it because we know him as a person. So we know how the way he talks, the way he thinks. So in a way, it's really, I think this is how it should be. Yes, especially new music where it's all about creation and creation of new words, new scenarios. So I don't like to think about new music already as a museum thing where you play repertoire pieces. I like to think it as something that is always moving forward. Also because technology is moving forward. Maybe we will not go in that direction, but we always have to think about what we do and not accept the things that they're already done. I think.
And as a musician myself, it's quite funny. Like I often went to some contemporary concerts for bigger format ensemble and stuff like that, and suddenly I just fall in love with this one piece. I would just dream about like, oh, I wish one day I could play that piece, but it's such a big format. I would never able to do it myself or with Neko. And then suddenly one day you just get that call like, hey, can you come and play that piece? And then that's just dream come true for me. I mean, it happens a few times now lately.
Oh, you can say also. You can also say specific concerts or pieces.
Yeah. Well, I heard this Schnee from Hans Abrahamsen many years ago from Crash Ensemble here in CC, and I was really in love with that piece. I really want to play it, and then after 1 or 2 years, and Atelas just suddenly asked me if I can hop in and play that piece. So that was, and also was a concert in Laurie Anderson. There was like 15. She was playing with this ensemble. How you call it?
The one from Berlin.
How
Side cracker or something like that. We don't know how to
she was collaborating with this ensemble from Berlin, and they were playing 15 minutes. They were playing a full concert. She performed, and they were in the beginning of the concert. There was a 15 minutes of music. It's like really loud and noisy, and the drum kit was just like going crazy. And then I was sitting in DR in the audience, like maybe on the 3rd floor, so I'm really far away, but I can feel the energy just flows over. And I was just so crazy about that 50 minutes. And I just fish like, fuck, I'm sorry about my language, but I really wanted to, one day I wish I wanted to be on stage and really send out those power to the audience, also like what they did. And then last year, in October, I think, Atelas again also called me to hop in to play this metal machine music from Louis. And then I don't know what I'm going to face. I just went to the rehearsal space, and then the actually it was the pianist from the ensemble. And then after we start to talk, I realized, that 15 minutes from that concert is a part of this metal machine music. And I said to him that, I went to see Laurie, I'm a big fan of her, and that 15 minutes was so amazing. And then he said, that's us, and that's a part of this piece you're going to play now, and you're going to play for 1 hour. Like, wow, okay. So I was like, it's quite funny. I felt. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter, like, in the end, but it's those kind of coincidences I really found it's very, makes me happy. And Carla?
It's a difficult thing because there are so many things that everyone wants or likes, but and of course, like doing stuff with these ensembles, of course, it's like it's either something like you are dreaming and then it happens, or then it's something you later notice that it's like a lot that you ever wanted, but like from this point of view of like if I would answer it from the point of view of something that I would really like to do that is less likely for me to happen within the contemporary music scene than for example in popular music scene. I would also relate to this Lorenz's idea of doing like these kind of club things or playing in some like bigger venues when there's a lot of people, and this also kind of relates to this interest of mine to kind of bring contemporary music and classical music back to the people, because you know it's nowadays it's very much in a niche as opposed to 200 years ago when it was the popular music of its time, and I feel like it's like there's this prevailing thing that it can often be considered elitistic almost because so many people understand it and it's accessible to few specialists. So I would say like these kind of things, combining everything that what we are doing, and finding a way to reintroducing it to people. And I feel like there are a couple of collaborations that we have. I'm not going to say any names because I don't want to spoil anything, but we have these couple of projects where we are going to develop something by a composer or another artist who have some ideas, and then we get to be an integral part of the composition and the creation, much like what Faye and Lorenzo were saying about like the intimacy or the like being an active part of the composition. And I feel like we are going to prepare over a longer period of time a couple of sets of music with a couple of different people where we get to be an integral part of the creation, and these are also the kind of things that we could actually tour with in these kind of venues. So I would say that's definitely like getting this kind of experience, which I would say that is currently seems unlikely for something what we are doing, and I'm happy to say that it seems even more and more possible every day.
Good. Kalle, you are the leader of the interview, so you have to take decisions.
So I would say that now maybe it's we've had a good 40-45 minutes of talk. So I would propose for us to have a 5-minute break so we can refresh a bit. Then we will prepare the world premiere of Nasia's sketches. We will play it once too. Then we will talk about it a bit, and then she might propose some changes, which we might try on the second run through, which happens around 15 minutes after that. And then just feel free to send us questions in the stream, which we will also try to answer later. And then we will play this piece for the third time and then conclude this thing.
Yeah.
So tune back in around 5 minutes. Let's make it Danish 5 minutes, so it's not exactly on the clock.
Is it?
I think yeah. When you would say the Italian 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, let's say the Italian 5 minutes.
55.
Yeah.
No.
Great.
rehearsal. Open rehearsal.
It's on.
Huh?
It's on.
Ah, okay. That's
Uh,
good.
So
yeah, first.
we will do the first run through of Nasia's piece, which is, according to this draft, is called Workshop NEKO.3.
Yeah.
Nice. What a creative title.
Okay.
Very.
Yeah,
That's it.
that was it.
Yes. So,
Any feedback?
It was very nice, I think. Maybe from like bar 55, like to come very straight on like forte, like super power kind of.
this will be
Even fortissimo maybe, I don't know, but and then like also to check this like Kalle, how do you do it like cymbal in this part? Like do you dampen it or do you let it ring? Or
so yeah, I I forgot that bit. So in the first
Yeah.
first refrain, which we had in
Yeah.
bar 27, I think.
Mm.
There, I was supposed to do the first cymbal strike was
Yeah.
supposed to be a long, and then the next one short.
Mm.
In this one, I did in the rehearsal. I dampened it both times.
Yeah.
But would you also like it to be first long and then short?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but also in the continuation with the ch sounds
Right.
to get the letters out a bit more,
Right.
and also I think to dampen it more, like because I think it ran
Right.
a little bit too much. It was like a bit too prominent, like coming out.
Understood.
But I think the volume of it was good,
Okay.
but just dampen it quicker.
Got it. You mean in bar 57?
Yes,
or
for
59?
example, and here continue. Yeah.
Got it.
And then I was thinking if we should try to do this part
Yeah.
and do it a bit more like intense, just to
Mhm.
try like
Mhm.
to get it forte and like see like what
Okay.
what happens with the
So from where?
so
It's
from
51,
like
huh?
51
Yeah.
maybe to repeat, but to go louder and see,
Okay.
and also to like improvise a little bit on the dynamics,
Mhm.
right?
Mm.
Because
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is 51. Okay. Second. Okay.
So we go 51, and then we can start the 55 a bit, so we get the drastic change.
yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Do you want me to let the pedal down all the way here? Or even though there's a break?
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
I just
And-
tried it now this time without
Yeah.
the pedal, but it
No,
sounds
go
a bit
with
better.
pedal.
Yeah, sounds
And-
a bit better.
And also like very big accent on the first one of the
Mm.
chords. Yeah.
Should we again?
Mhm.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Did you do without the letters now, Kalle? Or were they just a bit quiet? Because I couldn't hear them so much,
Oh.
especially like,
Let's try again.
yeah.
Second.
So from 51 again?
Hmm?
Okay.
51. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And also a bit more of the S in the
Okay. That's it. Meaning bar 61.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should we try run again or?
But there are other spots you want to check before we do the second run.
No, I think, yeah, it's good just.
second run through.
World premiere.
Second.
Already second time.
Whatever you call it.
Yeah, maybe I don't really time it at the beginning. I just hear
You
the
can
scene,
give us
and then exactly.
last,
No,
last
exactly.
bar or
No.
something.
Okay.
The singing in the end is very frustrating.
Frustrating.
No, just I don't know how to coordinate
Mm.
for some.
Yeah. Yeah, you start to focus too much on notes and then you forget the
Yeah.
syllables and do we have any audience questions?
So far,
No.
I don't have.
Okay.
Okay. Very well.
Do we
Maybe we can write some questions. No.
No.
so
But
we can do another feedback session, or like you can give us feedback and then you also, if you have any things that you want us to do, like we can try for the last one too, like something completely different in some sections, like maybe you wrote here piano, now you want to try it, how it sounds like forte, because we are kind of your experiment, so now you're allowed to do whatever you want.
I think everything was really good,
Mm.
but we could try like just the ending and experiment a bit with it, and the
Yeah.
singing, and do different dynamics, and also you can change the dynamics
Of the-
however you want. You
Okay.
can drive it.
Mm.
Okay. Then we go from 59. No,
Mhm.
sorry.
Yeah, 59.
Or 63?
Mm?
Which
I
part?
think for my say, 59 is good. So
Yes.
I have a bit. So I learn how to get into the 63.
In that case, could we go from 55?
Wait a second. So, okay. So from where, Kalle, sorry?
55.
Okay, 55. Okay,
Yeah. So
second, seven.
you count us in when you're ready.
Okay, like this. So, 1, 2, 3.
Maybe we can do from 63, but instead it will be like pianissimo,
Yeah.
everything.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
Could I propose to go from 59 so then we can get
Yeah.
the contrast?
Yeah.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3.
Again, sorry. Sorry. Wait a second. Yeah, okay.
1, 2, 3.
And also
Quieter.
electronics, like to take them down as much as possible.
So
Is
like
that
I
as
go
well?
from
Yeah.
so like something like this.
Even more
Okay.
less. Yeah.
Okay.
Just to try.
Mm.
Okay, not that little.
So let's do it again.
So from 59?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
I just wanted to see like how it sounds, so maybe it wasn't as important to take it in context, but I wonder if we could take just 63 now, and I will do louder again,
Yeah.
but if you can improvise a bit, Kalle, and then we'll just repeat it, like from 63 to like, or 65, 66 maybe, or like even the bars after to 67, 69, 70, maybe until 70, to repeat from 63 to 70.
Okay.
Yeah.
And within which frame should I improvise?
Maybe we can start out everything quiet and then like get everything louder, so you can do
Okay.
more and more.
Got it.
Just accelerating type of. Yeah.
63?
Mm?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
But on the improvise like on the cymbals.
Oh!
Yes. Sorry.
To do with my voice.
No.
Okay. Okay, cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. We repeat?
Yeah, keep
so
repeating.
Okay.
And I wonder if you could try some
Cool.
like different drum patterns, but on what you have,
Okay.
because I would just like to see like how
Okay.
it sounds.
Do you want the bass drum involved or
Just a
Yeah, no, the bass drum as well.
Okay.
One.
Oh, so how many times do we repeat?
We just do 2 times now.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Should we try it? Last one run through and then we do it like this, or just to see the whole picture? Or I don't know.
With a repetition.
I think maybe a little bit, but maybe you could do it with the whisks
Mhm.
instead in the end and do a lot of like stuff.
Got
kind
it.
of.
Okay.
But we do make a loop.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we repeat.
But I liked you doing some things with the bass drum so that you can
I will
improvise
keep
a
the
little
bass drum
bit.
and the.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. And we repeat.
Or weren't you taking from beginning and then
Yes.
with changes?
But we will do the repetition
Okay.
there.
Yes.
I mean when we run it through.
Yeah.
We keep it there. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
So we will do the final run through of today of Athanasia Kotronia's workshop NEKO 3.
Just one thing, the synth sound.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to just let it die out and then comes again second time?
It's just that there is, I think, you can hear. Like the stop is.
Okay. And then another one.
Okay. Do you want legato or should we let it?
You can. I'll just check.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
I think maybe legato
Yeah.
can be nice.
Okay.
Just
both bar 1 and
sorry, I had a wrong preset. Sometimes at the end it was like a random sound. Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we are.
Yes.
That's it. No.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Wanna get into the frame?
Yeah. Thanks a lot for joining us. I think maybe if you, yeah, if you come here or that symbol is that.
Yeah, I said it. It's not all the way.
I think there.
We'll stand where we are. So yeah. Thanks Nasia for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. It was very nice.
It was a huge pleasure, and thanks to everyone who was watching us. We keep on doing this. The next is gonna be in
September.
No, August.
August, yeah.
Yeah,
August.
I think it's August.
early August.
Yeah.
NEKO.Lab number 3. So, and in case you didn't catch this, of course you will not hear this, but in case some of your friends didn't catch it, this can be still viewed through the same YouTube link. So if this was too early for you, then just send this to all your friends and so they can watch it later for some good time.
And thanks, Lara, for the help.
Thank you, Martha.